Thank you for tuning into our podcast, Canal Days, What Life Was Like in the Industrial Connecticut River Valley of Massachusetts. I am your host, Carrie, and joining us today is Holyoke's very own local historian and creator of the historical tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Como. He personally offers and leads public and private tours, as well as presentations of historical sites within communities throughout the state of Massachusetts. Currently, the communities he has chosen to focus on this year are Holyoke, Chicopee, South Hadley, and East Hampton, and also Granby and Amherst as well. His tours spotlight the local canals, reservoirs, cemeteries, and churches, as well as various parks, streets, and selected historical houses within each community. In today's episode, we'll be discussing the town of Hatfield. So tell us about the town of Hatfield.
It's a wonderful little town, and the reason why it existed, it broke off from Hadley and started off on its own. It's got lots of old cemeteries in Hatfield. It has a few old churches, and it's nicely constructed around its center street. For instance, the old Smith's house is there, but it still keeps its agricultural look and almost all other places. And it's actually developed a lot of neighborhoods. And most small towns around West Massachusetts don't develop neighborhoods like this, only when they get bigger. But Hatfield has developed lots of neighborhoods for itself. In the Bradford Street neighborhood, Prospect Street neighborhood, Hatfield Center, the Elm Street neighborhood, and so forth. And that makes it unique for a small town. You wouldn't expect that. The Hatfield settled in 1661 and became a town in 1670. It wanted to break off from Hadley and go its own way because it's across the Connecticut River. It's on the other side of the river, the western side, and Hadley's on the eastern side. All the other portions of Hadley are on the eastern side, such as the old Pelham, Amherst. They're on the eastern side. South Hadley, Granby on the eastern side. So Hatfield is quite different, and that's why it broke up a long time before all the others did. And that's another very unique fact about Hatfield. So keep that in mind if you ever go to Hatfield. It's very unique early history.
And describe some of the cemeteries around Hatfield.
All right, there's a lot of wonderful cemeteries there. If you want to start process cemeteries, each one of the villages have their own cemeteries. So North Hatfield has a cemetery on West Street. West Hatfield has a cemetery on its West Street. And then there's one Main Street Cemetery in the middle of Hatfield proper itself. And the Bradford Street has one. And Hill Cemetery is another one near the old town center. And it's up on a hill, so it's called Hill Cemetery. And it's easy to find, so close, maybe about a third of a mile away from the Main Street Cemetery itself. And it's probably the oldest cemetery in Hatfield. And then you have the Catholics. The original Catholic cemetery is the Calvary Cemetery. And that one, it's very easy to get around. It has an outdoor chapel inside of it and a tiny bit of a priest circle. And then there's the Holy Trinity Cemetery, which is really a Polish national denomination, not a Roman Catholic. And that one's fairly well structured. A lot of the barrels are to the left instead of to the right. So they got a lot of space to the right still. So Hatfield is unique in a lot of ways, and it continues to be unique through its cemeteries and churches.
And real quick before we continue with the rest of our interview, just to fill our listeners in, to find out more information or sign up for any of his various tours, you can check out his website at holyokecanaltour.org. In there you can find videos and podcasts of the stops on each of his tours, as well as photos and text of the historical sites throughout as well. And for private tours and other inquiries, you can email him directly at bobcat4214B@yahoo.com. And his tours make for fun, educational, outdoor activities for families and group parties. So getting back to our interview, tell us about the Hatfield Town Center.
The Hatfield Town Center is very well organized. The straight line almost looks like green. The green's kind of off to the side. right in front of the Main Street Cemetery, and right beside a lot of the town function centers like the fire department, and also it's near the town hall. And there you have a memorial square for the people from Hatfield that died during the course of wars that America fought in. It also has the Sophia Smith House from 1867 on 26 Main Street. And that's very important. She is the benefactor of Smith College. She gave her money in a will to Smith College to start up a college. It's the first college in the United States for a woman only. Her brother, Austin Smith, built an older one from 1820, and that's also on Main Street, right next door, basically. Right, there's also the Dickinson Library at 39 Main Street across the street. Right, so you have a lot of things going on right on that Main Street. And the Hatfield Historical Society is also on that Main Street, the Billings Home, so forth. So there's a lot going on. There's many homes around that area that are very old. Main Street has the Dickinson Home, both William Dickinson and Myron Dickinson, and also the Ashley Bardwell Home and Henry Bardwell Home. So when you drive down it, you have so many old-time homes there from the Victorian era, so it looks like a Victorian strip. But there are other kind of homes around. And it's quite beautiful, and all of them are very well maintained, so you can have a very delightful look at these wonderful locations.
And in your opinion, does Hatfield do a good job preserving their history?
Yes, a lot of these old homes are very well taken care of on Main Street. The cemeteries are very well maintained, and they look beautiful. The other Catholic churches are looking okay, especially the oldest one of all. And that's a good sign that all things are being taken care of. That's the St. Joseph Cemetery. And then around in the villages, North Hatfield, South Hatfield, they're also very nice. They're very tiny, of course, and there's hardly any commercialization. There is a Hatfield Historical Society, which is quite active, and they maintain a nice web presence for themselves. And they try to develop all the things worth preserving in Hatfield. There's a Hatfield Historical Museum at 39 Main Street next to the library, and that's well worth going to see what they have going. All right, so I invite you to go to Hatfield not only for the center, the cemeteries, but also the farmlands. Get a look at old tobacco country. Get a look at the modern uses of these places. Everything is well maintained, and they realize that, and they try hard to make it look well.
And thank you, Robert, for educating us on your tours and historical topics of your expertise. And of course, we want to thank our listeners for tuning in. And you can check out a large selection of our other podcasts on his website, as well as on SoundCloud.com. And be sure to stay up to date with new podcasts and videos posted daily. Thank you.